Alongside Bryan Hayes. Hazer, you watch every single second of Toronto Maple Leaf hockey, so you're the guy for this. We're going to make some prediction specifically surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs for the upcoming season. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go, buddy.
All right, here's the first one. Mitch Marner and William Nylander, who gets more points this season? Nylander had 98 points last year, Marner 85. It was the first time Nylander's ever had more points than Mitch Marner. Who gets more points this year?
Mitch Marner. I believe Mitch Marner gets back ahead of William Nylander, first and foremost because of who he's playing
because
with to start the year.
Nylander regresses or because Marner...
No, I think Marner's going to go up. There were some injury issues. He didn't play 82 games last year. That's a part of it as well. I mean, his points per game were still very, very elite and closing in on where Nylander was. I think Nylander, it was such a magical year last year. I think he takes a bit of a step back. I still think he scores 40 goals. He'll undoubtedly score more goals than Mitch Marner.
But you don't think he's worth 98
But I don't
points.
think he's going to score 95-plus points this year, Nylander. I do believe Marner will get to 95-plus, and I think Craig Berube's telling us he's playing with Matthews. I don't know where Nylander's playing yet. Is he playing center? Is he playing the wing? Is he playing with Domi? Is he playing with Pacioretty? Is Pacioretty signed yet?
He's on the wing.
I think he's going to be on the wing. I agree with you. And I think he will be elite still. But Mitch Marner, healthy, by all accounts, ready to go, wants that contract, wants to stick around long term. He's going to play the role of Willie from a year ago. I think he ends up with more points.
And so now you're making a point for Marner's new contract that it's got to be at least $1 more.
You know he's not accepting less than that anyway, Gino. He's getting at least $1 more than Willie. I guarantee you, if he stays in Toronto, that is going to be the case.
He's not signing for $1 less. The goalies now. Career high last year in terms of starts for Joseph Woll, 23 starts last year. Anthony Stolarz, career high 24. Who gets more starts, assuming they're both healthy?
Oh,
so let's use
so
that.
We're going to say healthy.
Yes, because Joseph Woll's had some health issues.
Yes, exactly.
Assuming they're both healthy, who gets more starts?
Joseph Woll, then. If he's healthy, I think he's a better goalie. He's got a brighter future here. They've already committed to him long-term. Stolarz is here for a couple of years. Woll's got a 3-year deal waiting for him after this season. Yeah. He will be the man opening night. He's the guy they want to believe in. He's the guy they want to grow around. And I think it does come down to the injuries, though, ultimately. Yeah. And again, we're presuming health here on both sides. But let's say they're both healthy. I think he's still the better goalie. They want him to prosper. They want him to have that opportunity. Stolarz has been a career backup and a pretty good one, and I think he'll get more opportunity here. It may be like 42 games to 40, Gino. I'm not saying it's going to be 55 to 30 or 28 or something along those lines. But Joseph Woll gets a longer leash. I think because of what he showed when he was healthy last year, what he did when he came in relief against Boston at the end of that series, and again, they've committed to him long term. I think the franchise is telling you this is the guy they want to be their number one goaltender.
Speaking of guys who showed last year, Auston Matthews has won 3 of the last 4 Rocket Richard trophies. He's been spectacular. FanDuel's got the over-under for his goal total this year at 55.5. Are you going to take the over or the under?
I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to go under the number.
Whoa.
I'm going under the number because it's been so magical for him. Everything is broken his way. He's the best goal scorer in the world. And I think he probably hits 50.
So the best goal scorer in the world can't score 55?
Of course he can. He could hit 70
this year.
This
is your prediction.
But I know, and that's why I'm going to tell you why I'm predicting this. Again, I think this year's going to feel a little bit different. I think Berube's going to play his fourth line a little bit more. I don't know if he's going to get as much ice time. And last year, everything broke his way. I think this year for Matthews, with the captaincy, there's a little bit different. It's going to be a different feel for him this year. And I think he's got to ease his way into that. And if he scores 52, that's still a remarkable season. No one's taking the crown from him this year. He could score 15 goals, and whoever beats him...
So he still wins the Rocket, but just with
I don't know if he's going to win the Rocket with 52 or 53.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing you the Rocket. I'm just saying I think it's more reasonable to expect that he has a year where it drops down a little bit. Again, we're talking 55.5 goals, Gino.
Yep.
That is a massive amount. He's either had 60-plus or less than 50 due to injuries and COVID and all that kind of stuff. He technically hasn't had a season in the 50s. I'm giving him one, 52, 53. He'll be pushing up on that number. But I think the safer bet, and we're talking about FanDuel odds here, is to lean towards the under.
Last number, 67. Not as in Pacioretty, but Stanley Cup. Toronto Maple Leafs, do they go for a deeper run this year than they did last year, than they have over the last couple of decades? You and I were sitting here having the discussion where we saw the new ownership the new leadership take over the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they said there's going to be changes because just winning's not enough. We got to win everything this year. Do they go deeper this year?
What's the old saying? I might George Bush this one. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I can't get there until they show me. I can't do it after 8 years, Gino. I do believe they're a very good team. I do believe they've made improvements this year. But we talked about the goaltending. I don't know exactly what Woll and Stolarz are going to be. That's a legitimate conversation. What are they going to be? They're not a young team, right? They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do up the middle of the ice. They have Matthews figured out, likely David Camp figured out, and I'm assuming Tavares will play the majority of the season up the middle of the ice. But is he a second-line center? Is he a third-line center? And the 5 core pieces are still here. In Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, Morgan Rielly. They've been here for the last 6 years. You take Tavares out of there, the other 4 guys have been here for the last 8. They haven't been able to do it. They haven't broken through. 6 years ago, I said yes. 5 years ago, I said yes. 4 years ago, I said yes. 3 years ago, I said yes. I can't keep saying yes. They until that core proves they can do it, I'm going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to optimism that they go on a long run.
I'm throwing this one in. You and I did not talk about this. I want a one-word answer. And with that, you're going to get the final word in this conversation. When we're speaking at the end of this regular season, is Mitch Marner a Toronto Maple Leaf? One-word answer, yes or no?
Yes.
There it is. The comments are open. Let's hear what you've got to say about this.